Welcome to RC Video Reviews. Today we've got a day at the field and we're going to start out with Dave's airplane. What you got there, Dave? Dave, what are you flying?
I am flying a beautiful flying airplane called the Kaos 60.
Kaos 60.
This airplane, for those who've never flown one of these, it is a nice, easy, basically do it all other than 3D airplane.
So it's got, if you look at that plane, it's got like the DNA of pattern planes and sport planes.
It was actually a pattern plane.
Yeah.
When it was conceived or built or designed, it was a pattern plane.
And it was like back in the 70s, right? I think it was about that time.
Yes, way back then.
Yeah.
Joe Breedy, something like that.
Yeah.
Joe Brady, something like that.
So Tower Hobbies actually sells that plane, and if you are looking to get out of foamies and into balsa, or if you're in that stage, the Kaos would be an excellent airplane. It's one thing that's really nice about that Kaos is 60 inches. It's so visible up in the sky. So
it's a sweetheart to fly.
It is
It's
a
sweetheart to land it, to fly it. It'll do it all. It's not very good for knife edges because the fuselage, but it still do them. You'll learn how to do them on it.
Let's fly it. All right, here we go. Dave's going to take off with the Kaos.
Well, the wind is kind of cross from the south, so I'll just take off in any direction. I'm actually in the wrong direction a little bit, but that's okay. It's not enough wind. Okay. All right. Here we go. Going up.
Dave, why is yours red and white, not the Tower Hobbies blue and white?
This plane, I bought it used. Somebody bought it, and he was an old timer like me, and he didn't like the other color scheme, so he just went ahead and ripped it off and did this with monocoat that looks more like the original Kaos.
Yeah, like they have a smaller Kaos that comes in the red and white scheme. I think it's a 48 inch, right?
That one, I think it's bigger. It's 50 something. This is a 62. Look at that. Isn't it pretty plane? Look at that.
It is. What size battery, Dave?
I am flying that right now on a 5S 5000.
A 5S 5000.
Yeah.
And about a 12 inch prop. He doesn't know the pitch, but somewhere around 12.6, 12.7 probably. Yeah, it's a really, really good transition plane. Very graceful flyer. No bad tendencies on this plane at all.
Oh, no.
Very nice. This one doesn't break the bank on price either.
Oh,
Not
no.
super expensive. If I recall, I think they're about $270, somewhere in there.
We'll do a low pass, maybe a touch and go.
Wind's calm. He's got no headwind help.
Now let's see what happens with the mod I did on the program for the knife edges. Let's knife edge it, see what happens.
What'd you make a mix?
Huh?
Did you put in a mix?
No, I just actually did some expo and I went full with the rudder. A little bit of driving, but it's not a 3D plane though.
No.
And that was kind of slow. Let's do a faster knife edge. It does lose a little bit of altitude. But hey, look how thin the fuselage is as a pencil. Let's do another touch and go.
That's better.
All right, we'll try a 4-point roll.
Two, three.
Okay,
Four.
not too terribly bad. Then we'll try a semi-slow roll in this direction. Semi-slow, not totally slow all the way. And then we'll try a slow one in the other direction.
Look at that.
Okay.
Very nice. Good job.
It just flies good. The plane just flies nice. Now let's do a landing from that side, which the wind is actually favoring that a little. It's kind of changing back and forth.
It's pretty calm. I don't think it's going to influence that plane much. Oldie but goodie.
Yeah.
Oh, on the plane too.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Ooh, a little hot. Punch out. Good.
Oh well. It's carrying just a little too much airspeed.
That's a trick, guys, right there on landings. If you're coming in hot, you can always decide to opt out. Add some throttle and get off the ground. Very nice. Oh, right into a knife edge, huh? Fancy.
Full throttle, full rudder.
Yeah, check out the Kaos if you're looking for that transition and you're just getting into balsa or maybe bigger planes. This one definitely gets the RCVR seal of approval. Kaoses are really good.
I like it. It's beautiful. If you want to do 3D, this is not the plane. If you want to
No.
do sport, flying, and just nice, relax, and take touch and goes, let's do some touch and goes.
Yeah.
Nice, relax, and touch and goes. This is the airplane. It is so well mannered. Oh my goodness.
I love the way the Kaos sounds on final. Beautiful.
It looks nice, doesn't it?
Yep. It's got this really cool whoosh sound on final.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And that is it. All right.
Thanks for showing us your Kaos, Dave. Nice flight.
Yeah, man, you're welcome. I love it. Anybody that likes sport flying with some capability and a good behaved airplane, this is the plane for you, and it doesn't break the bank.
No. And you can still get them. Tell us about your equipment setup. What
Equipment. It's actually all set up with pretty cheap equipment. The servos are Hobby King HEX. No, wait a minute.
HX 5010s.
The HX 5010s, exactly. And look how good they are. Look, there is no play at all on these servos. This is just amazing. I love them. I love that. I'm running 5-cell on this one because I got a lot of 5-cell batteries.
5-cell 5000.
Yeah, 5000. I got an 80 amp ESC, a Turnigy ESC.
And the motor is a SK3 5045.
Yep.
660 kV.
660 kV. Yeah,
And it's about a 12.6, 12.7 size prop. So good call
Nice.
on those servos. I've used those. I think probably on that plane.
On your
On my Kaos, yeah, when I had it. Yeah.
Well, they're good, man. The plane is great. It's great.
All right.
Not for 3D, but it's great.
Next up. Well, guys, I've been out here with the helicopters. I've got the RAW 700, the Comp 420, and the RAW 500. And I've just been doing Nexus tuning today. Kind of working with PIDs and working with my settings and trying to figure out how to get the best results. And I think I've got the little 420 dialed in pretty well right now. I feel pretty good about it. So there's a little hover. You can see that tail is looking pretty good. Locked in, and that's my idle up one. And
we had to work on that too.
yeah, we were working on it for sure. And that is, sorry Fred, I got away while I was trying to get my radio set up. That's 2860 RPM on the 420 in case you're curious. And I will post this entire configuration. My radio setup, my RotorFlight setup, everything I've got will be in one zip file as what I'll call my final production tune. Now, that's not to say I won't goof around with this some more and tune it some more, but I'm feeling pretty good about where this helicopter is right now. So it's locked in pretty good. I want to say thanks to Fred too, because Fred was here talking me through it, and you know, we spent some time working on it together, but that looks pretty solid right there. That tail looks good. Yeah, that feels really good. I like it.
Looking good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Sounds good, looks good. I like this little 420. This is a nice little warm-up helicopter and easy to carry, cheap batteries. I like it. Feels light. Oh, I did switch out to RotorTech Ultimates, by the way, in case you're wondering. Huh? How about that?
Yeah.
You guys haven't seen that before. All right, well, I think that's enough goofing around. It's just been kind of a test and tune day, really. We spent a lot of time getting things dialed in, and I'm telling you, I feel really good about the way that looks right now. Looks like it's flying locked in on that tail. I don't really see any bad behaviors, so I'm happy with it. Again, get on my Discord if you want this configuration file. I will not post it anywhere else, so if you want this setup, I will put it together in a group and it'll be pinned in the RotorFlight channel. So if you come in looking for it, there'll be a zip file up at the top. It'll say something like raw 420 comp final, and that'll be pinned in the RotorFlight channel on my Discord. All right, Freddie's gonna get a helicopter up next and we'll see what he does.
Man, I can feel the heat coming off the ground out here.
I think this looks good.
Yeah, dude, that's looking pretty good to me.
All right, Fast Freddie's gonna show us what's what with his M2. Fred hasn't been flying for a while, so he's gonna kind of take it easy today.
I think it's been at least 3 months, maybe 4 since the last time I was at the field.
So yeah, we're both having kind of a knock the dust off day with the helicopters. So Gary, there's a little M2, right? Yeah, that's an
Yeah,
M2.
this is the Evo.
Throttle active.
I just been putting around with it today.
It was a great helicopter for that, man. It's a great knock the dust off helicopter.
That's real good for warming up. Your first flight or 2 of the day.
Fred, dang it. Yeah, when you first start flying helicopters, what he's doing right there, just kind of flying the pattern a little bit, that's a really good technique just to kind of start building skill, you know, just flying a basic pattern like that. Now, of course, Fred throws something in to spice it up a little bit, but it's good practice. I did my first one of those on camera today.
Yeah,
Fred's all over the place with it. What was that, Fred?
I said I've seen that.
Yeah?
Didn't know I was filming.
Yeah? Oh, a little tail first, huh? I can't do
doing
that
this
yet.
a little bit today. This is all I've done really, is do my circuits. Got debris on the runway.
You gonna do a runway flyby?
We're gonna do some of the touch and goes.
I heard it. Whoa. There's another one.
See if I do it smoother than that. Turn her down a little bit. There we go. That's the way I like to see them.
There's staples in there, man. Be careful.
Oh,
that skid gets
yeah,
caught on a
forgot
staple.
about that. Yikes.
You know, another thing about these M2s, if you're not sure, they come built. So the fly barless is already basically set up. Depending on the option you get, they have an OMP hobby protocol and a Futaba protocol. Basically bind to your radio and go fly. And of course, you know, most people like to get in there and do a little bit of tuning on the fly barless. And it's not particularly difficult, but they do come ready to fly out of the box.
All right, yeah, I have Jonas's fly barless settings in his one.
And the radio too?
Not the radio, no. Just his fly barless settings. I kind of did, actually I did his settings in the radio first, and I think there's a couple things I changed. One thing, I don't use any expo, so I took all the expo out, and what else was, oh, he had a couple of the idle ups. I think idle up 1 and 2 I ended up turning up higher.
20 seconds. Idle up.
Well, Fred, I couldn't tell by watching that you haven't been flying in a few months. Nice job.
Well, thanks.
10,
It's
9,
still feel a little
8,
rusty to me though, but
7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Throttle hold. Aren't you?
oh, hold on. Let's see if we can do it. What you call it?
Oh, you're going to do the pose?
Let's do a thing. Can you get it close this time? I don't know if we can get it. Last time we didn't quite get it on the...
I don't like being close when you do that, man.
I'll just try to get it because I put it on one thing there. You can see it's on one thing.
Yeah, it's on one skid. That's funny. Fred, that's funny. Nice job, man.
Thanks.
All right, last flight of the day. I figured I'd get the Raw 700 out. Now, we've done some tuning on this one, and I think it's mostly where I want it to be, but I'm still kind of getting familiar with this helicopter. And as you can see, it's huge. So I'm still just kind of taking it easy with it and paying attention to how it's flying with RotorFlight. But I wanted to get the 700 up so you guys could see it on RotorFlight with the Nexus. 700s, I really don't like them close to me, but there's the tail. And I'd say, yeah, I think our tuning paid off. Looks pretty good. No wag. So I'm happy with that. We had an interesting thing earlier in the day. I think I found a bad 6-cell pack. I've had them for a couple of years, but we basically saw a low voltage cutoff while flying the Raw. Fortunately, I was low to the ground and I was able to get it back down without any issues. This is like my third or fourth flight on this helicopter, and really only the first time that I've been actually outside of a hover box.
How's it feel?
So yeah, Fred, why don't we talk real quick about the lessons we learned on WAG? So on 3 helicopters, we saw tail wag, all SABs, and the way we saw actually a couple of symptoms. We saw tail wag during a hover, and the way we addressed that was with increasing the I term on the PID.
And I gotta mention there was a slow tail wag.
Yeah, very slow oscillation, that's right. So we fixed that by increasing I. And then the other thing that we saw was a bounce on a stop.
Yeah, the bounce stop thing is new to me, but it's worked.
And we solved that by increasing the stop gain, right?
Yeah.
And then we also did D, Fred. What was D?
We turned D up, I think 10 or 20 points. 10 points on 2, I think 20 on this, didn't we?
And what were we trying to accomplish with D?
Tail bounce. Hard stops with bounce. That's when your tail don't stop where it's supposed to.
So we'll do that real quick here just to give a look. So that was a pretty good stop. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.